Hey, welcome to my garage on a Sunday evening, a rainy Sunday evening in Southern California, which is nice. Anyhow, it's more gym for my son than it is shop for me, but it works. It's a nice shop. It smells good too, with all this fresh cut cedar and camphor drying back there for future jobs. Anyhow, got this very green piece of poplar. I'm gonna make an 11-inch bowl out of it. It's right now it's 5 inches high, but it's got a little nick from the chainsaw, so it'll end up about 4¼ to 4½ inches deep. We'll microwave dry it, twice turn it. It's at 45% moisture according to my reader right now. But like I said, we'll get this on the lathe probably starting tomorrow morning and get to work. All right, let's get going on truing this thing up. Mask, 5/8 inch swept-back bowl gouge. Let's get going. This is some seriously wet wood spitting all over my mask, but it's got some beautiful coloring in that grain. Anyway, continuing with truing it up. Okay, it's all trued up. It's going to be closer to a 10-inch bowl when we're done. But I've only been turning for, gosh, maybe just about 5 months now. Was learning on a jet, and then we got this Laguna, which I really love, about just under a month ago. And I've turned 9 bowls so far, 4 on this machine. So just learning and experimenting as I go. Having fun with it. There's some pieces that I've done. Zebra wood, hollow form. Experimented with some carbide tools for the first time, which I wasn't really a fan of with the tear out. This is actually the first bowl I did on this machine. An acacia, beautiful, really hard wood. Surprised by that. Little mahogany lidded dish. My daughter actually keeps her rings and earrings in it. This walnut bowl came out really good. I was really impressed. One of my earlier bowls, I actually epoxied a gold World War II coin in it. It added a little weight, something to take up the recess and add a little weight to it, but just beautiful. What else? Just did this Goncalo Alves little tiny bowl with a little block of wood I had. And this is an olive ash that I did a few months ago on that jet I was talking about. But this was just as wet as this silver poplar is. And it was twice turned. First time left it about 3/4 of an inch thick, microwaved it. Had a couple cracks that I filled with CA glue. But after the second turning, here it is a few months later, still true, perfectly round, hasn't warped at all. So that's kind of my plan for this big guy. My largest bowl to date. Like I said, I'm learning as I go, but hopefully I'll be able to do pretty good with this. Anyhow, I'll let the wood speak for itself and get back to turning. All right, got the tailstock out of the way. Time to measure for a tenant. Okay, got the tenon and shoulder formed. This poplar is much softer than any other of the woods I've worked with so far, so I'm hoping it all holds up through everything. But it's time to start shaping the outside. All right, that's the general shape of the outside. Remember, twice turning this, so it's just a rough turn. Leave it about an inch thick, but it's time to flip it around, put it in the jaws, and dig out the inside. All mounted up on the forward jaw chuck. Got the tailstock up for now. I'm gonna start hollowing out the core. All right, coring out's going well. I had to move the tailstock out of the way for access. All right, it's all cored. About a foot tall wood shavings on the ground, but at least it really smells good. Anyhow, I'm not sure if you can notice this. There was a little branch or something on the inside. Little problem, it doesn't show through to the other side. So hopefully on the second turning, I can get rid of that. It's an inch thick all the way through. I'll come back with measurements, but I'm gonna take this off and start treating it. Okay, after the first turning, at 10 inches, if you can see that, and just a hair under 4 inches deep. Like I said, using my calipers, it's an inch thick all the way through, which is 10% for the first turning. Um, we'll get that much thinner on the second turning, but now it's time to get this off of this chuck and start to dry it out. Nice color. I just hope that branch I can turn out on the second turning. Anyhow, I'm going to get it into a bag with some wood shavings until we can start microwaving it, but I'll document all that as well. Come back then. All right, got the shop all cleaned up. Got the bowl out of the bag. I'm going to start tracking this, doing some work. After the first turning, 1950 grams. Oh, just went down one, but 1950 grams. When I track it on this piece of paper, exactly 10 inches wide or by 4 1/8 inch deep. Track any movement and the weight loss, water loss, as we microwave this. It'll probably take the week doing it, so I might have a couple projects that I'll get on in between while I'm drying this bowl out, getting ready for the second turning, which will probably be maybe video part 2. Anyhow, thanks for watching. All right, microwaving the bowl in 30-second increments, spaced out by at least an hour. Let's see, just did another one. Weigh it now. This will be the last one for the night. Okay, 1944. Okay, so it's only lost 6 grams after two 30-second bursts. Did one at 9:45 p.m. and one now at 11 p.m. I'll pack it back in the bag of shavings and start this up again tomorrow morning. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been exactly a week since I did the first turning of that poplar bowl. I've been drying it out in the meantime and staying busy with other projects. Just finished this cherry bowl. Came out beautiful after a coat of Mahoney's walnut oil. It's a finish. Had a couple issues with it that I posted shorts about. Blew out the tenon. Ended up being able to make a recess and salvage it. Then had a nasty catch transitioning from the inner wall to the bottom of the bowl. Was able to fix and salvage everything. Can't even notice. Turned it 1/8 of an inch thick all the way through. And like I said, it just came out absolutely beautiful. Really happy with the Mahoney's finish. Working on another project. I made a 6x6 cube out of 2 pieces of walnut and a piece of cherry in the middle. That's inspired by, hopefully I don't mess up the pronunciation of his name, but Ronald Kanye, his square bowl project that he did a while back that I thought it was really cool and wanted to do a variation on that. So I'm using a piece of cherry in the middle, but that project's coming. Anyhow, did some research over the week as well on poplar, which explains how soft it was when I was turning it green like that. But you know, it's good practice wood as I get my skills up with wood turning. Really miss having a bandsaw, but it'll come. I wish I did have a coring system because there was another bowl in the middle of that ended up as shavings on the ground. But anyhow, I detailed everything after a week. We started at 1,950 grams, 10 inches by 4 1/8 inch with the tenon, 3 3/4 without. There was a black circle, which detailed right after I'd first turned it. And I just did a red circle right now, which shows that it hasn't moved at all over the course of this week as it's dried. It's lost over 20% of its weight and moisture over the last week. I stopped with the microwaving today just because we went from rainy weather a week ago till it's just gotten super dry out here. So I'm just gonna keep it in the bag of shavings from here on out and stop with the microwave. But I wanted to show in detail, like I said, no warping. The only thing is there was some cracking at one point at the ends right here on the outside. And it capping on both sides, not on the inside, just on the outside. I filled both with CA glue, and that was the end of it. Just stopped it from cracking anymore. And like I said, the second turning's still coming, so that'll all get turned out. But I just didn't want those cracks to develop into anything. Maybe I was drying it a little fast, but something that takes months, if not years, to dry out is it's not quite equalized yet, but it's getting close in the matter of a week. So it's ready for its second turning, which I'll do shortly. But until I'm ready for that project, I will keep it in the bag of shavings. Let's see, let's get a final weigh in this. 1,540 grams. Maybe I'll track it every night once, but like I said, no more microwaving until I'm ready to do the final turning of this. But like I said before, that'll be a second video. This will complete this video, but I'll come back and do the second turning, probably to about maybe a 1/4 to 3/8 inch thick fruit bowl, salad bowl, whatever you want to call it. Sand it, finish it, we'll go through the whole process on this second video. Anyhow, thank you again for watching. Take care.